Links Arnizzare.
Hello, Simon Rainier, Links Arnizzare out of Kamloops, British Columbia, and I just got some great news. Last Kingdom Season 4 has started filming now, which is very exciting for me. The show's on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, you should probably read the books first. The show is good. The show is very good. Books are obviously better. On the surface of it, this is a show with a lot of things right off from the very beginning, all through the series, that can really, really easily put you off. Particularly if you're a history person or at all nitpicky about that kind of thing. There are some really, really egregious things going on. For example, backscabbards. A lot of especially the Viking characters, the Danish characters wear backscabbards, and that's just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Horrendous biker gear costumes, unfinished furs as cloaks and so forth. And that stuff bothers me too. Quite a lot. However, the show itself is really, really good. Love the actors, love all the stuff. The battle scenes are surprisingly decent, despite the fact that the Saxons use these bizarre rectangular shields instead of, round shields. Forgive my horrendously incomplete round shield. I'm still working on it. Yeah, the shields are weird. They show up with Norman kite shields at one point, and then they kind of disappear from the series. Anyway, that's all aside. One of the things I really, really appreciate about the show is how it handles training scenes. This is a personal pet peeve of mine in a lot of media, TV, movies, etc. Whenever you see characters training, 90% of the time they're using the same swords you see later on in the battle scenes. Particular example is the newish Narnia, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Peter's magic sword they were training with, and it's like, I don't think you want to be doing that. Whereas in Last Kingdom, like, training scenes are good, and they don't just fight until you get better. There's actually like discussion of technique. There's corrections. They're fighting with sticks and shields like they should be in the time. Yes, training swords have existed throughout a large part of history, but swords were horrendously expensive around this time. And so training swords would not really be a thing, probably. I could be wrong about that. Anyway, Season 3. It's an awesome example of this. And it's our main character introduction for the season of the Lord Uhtred is coming to the palace where King Alfred the Great is there watching his son being trained by Captain of the Guard, basically. And much to my surprise, upon watching it for the first time, I come in and they're swinging swords at each other. It's kind of a pause of, oh, what are they doing? And then watching it, it's like the Atling, the prince, is swinging at the Captain of the Guard, and the Captain of the Guard is block, parry, block. Super simple stuff, and visibly looks uncomfortable with it. And it's like, okay. And then our main character, Uhtred, walks in and basically looks at them and says, what are you doing? You don't train with swords, you train with sticks. And the prince tries to get all macho and tough with it. And, I like the feel of swords in my hand. Uhtred kind of looks over at the king, and the king kind of looks back and gives him this little nods of, okay, you go show him. They pick up sticks and they start. The prince starts like going at Uhtred, and Uhtred's like block. Right off the bat, something I really appreciate about that show is when they drop down into the fighting stance, you can see Uhtred knows what he's doing and the prince does not. And so he's kind of toying with him for a minute or two, and then the King Alfred looks over and says, no, test the boy. And Uhtred lays the beat down on him, drives in with the shield, knocks him down, tears him apart. It's a beautiful thing to behold, some awesome bit of choreography. Nothing is overly silly, it's all very sort of practical sort of stuff, and if you can't tell, I'm really excited about it. Yeah, basic choreography can be exciting. And it's not, historical technique by any stretch of the imagination. Not at all. But it looks good. There's nothing totally outrageous. And it's Hollywood stuff, You can't expect it to be perfect. But for what it is, the fights in The Last Kingdom are really very far away better than most of the stuff you see out there, including Game of Thrones. Right? I've never seen a Game of Thrones fight scene that I liked. But Last Kingdom, check it out. Yeah, watch it. Be aware the main character, especially in the first season, is kind of an idiot until he kind of figures out what's going on. But yeah, totally worth checking out. Go watch Last Kingdom right now. Bye.